travel or move abroad journey, especially in the coming year. That's what we want to look at in today's video. So you want to stay to the very end because this is one of the most overlooked resource when it comes to embarking on a journey abroad, whether permanently or temporarily just for vacation or visits. So if you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Eva Mtali. And on this channel, we talk about mostly how to, move abroad. We talk about relocation tips. We share visa guides. We share work abroad opportunities. And once in a while, I share with you my travel escapades to different parts of the world. So you want to make sure that if any of those topics sound exciting to you, you are subscribed to the channel and also hit the notification bell, which is on the right hand side of the subscribe button. So how we roll here, as you come onto the video, do let me know in the comment section below where are you watching me from. Say hello, and I'm shooting this video on the last day of 2023. So you can wish me a happy new year in advance. Thank you guys for all the support that you have accorded me throughout the year 2023. It has been a very exciting, fun-filled having you guys as part of my support system, part of my community. And I couldn't think of a better way to close the year but to talk about the power of social capital, the power of your networks, the power of my networks. So thank you to everybody. And if the video, give it a thumbs up. I know it's very early on in the video, but it helps with the algorithms to tell YouTube that there's something very exciting going on here at Eva Mtali. So welcome back to the returning viewers. Always a pleasure having you guys here. It has been an exciting adventure since we started off in January, and now that God has been gracious to us, we are at the very tail end, almost finishing this journey, and by the grace of God, I know we are all going to cross over. So let's head back to today's video, social capital. So usually when people think of moving abroad or even just traveling for leisure to a different place or for whatever reason, for work, or to even just relocate, there's a lot of excitement and sometimes a little bit of anxiety that comes with it. And while we often focus on the logistical aspects of the move, like, do I have the right papers? Do I have the right visas? Do I have the right education? Do I have, like, all these logistical aspects? Do I have a passport? Do I have the right job offer? Do I have the right itinerary? And all these kind of logistical aspects that are often focused on. The role of social capitals is often frequently underestimated. So travel or moving abroad demands a nuanced approach that extends beyond these logistics, and this is what we want to look at in today's video. So we are going to delve into social capital, and we will emphasize mostly the reciprocal nature of it, the time and investment required, and the strategic benefits it can offer you, especially moving into the next year. So social capital in its fullness of glory is not just about numbers, like how many people do you know, how many followers do you have on social media, how many people know you in your village, but it is more of the quality of those networks. So it's about who knows you, who do you know, and how do they know you, which is the most important bit. How do they know you? What do they say about you in behind closed doors, behind the curtains? What are they saying about Eva? When an opportunity presents itself, are they vouching for you in those spaces where you're not? That's what is really important. And having said that, it therefore means that social capital, like any other capital or any other asset, is an ongoing investment that defies the most common misconception we have, especially here in Africa, that it is only relevant during significant events or when we have issues of life. So I have seen, especially in my own experiences, especially here in Africa and Kenya to be specific, most people will look out for you when they have a problem than just because. It's very rare for somebody, okay, personally, I have very few people who just say hi for the sake of saying hi. Like, even just going by when I create my videos, like I have to literally ask people, can you like the video? Can you say hello? You know, like those things that you think are normal to people somehow are not normal. You're meeting somebody for the first time today and they have to like literally ask you, can you say hi in the comment section below? Like I start the video by saying hi to you guys, but I still have to remind you guys, can you please say hi in the comment section below? Like people, those things that we think are normal to people are just not normal. And unfortunately, they extend to our networks whereby people will not even send you a text message to say, hey, Eva, this is to wish you happy holidays and I don't know, God blessings and compliments of the season and a happy new year and stuff like that. But they will very quickly rush into your comment section when they need help for, I don't know, they're sick patient in the hospital, when they need money for Rurashio, they need to get a bride, so they need money, so they'll very quickly add you to our WhatsApp group, or they have a wedding that is coming up and they need people to help them pay the bills, or their kid is going to America and suddenly they remember, oops, there was somebody called Eva. These are people who've never even sent you a text to say hi. So this is what we want to talk about today, yeah? Let it not always be about when I need you, that's when I'm going to remember you. Let us aim to keep these conversations open. Let us maintain the quality of the relationships instead of just looking at the quantity of them. How many people do I have in my WhatsApp group, or how many contacts do I have on my phone? So when it comes to time and investment, social capital, as I've said, is often always associated just with major events, like a medical bill is needed here, another one there, somebody has died, we need money to buy the coffin, we need money to take this child to school. Like now January is coming, a lot of us are gonna find ourselves in WhatsApp groups of people we don't even know who they are or how they even look like, weddings, funeral, Rurashios, and all these kind of things. However, the real essence of social capital is revealed in consistent efforts, such as regularly checking on your network's progress. How is Eva doing? I haven't seen her in 6 months. Is she okay? I mean, I vividly recall simple online messages that I get from some of you, like the days when, if I haven't, like this month, December, the first 2 weeks of December, I barely came online, and I would like shoot one video here and there. And some of you are gracious enough to send me like Instagram messages. Hi Eva, I hope you're okay. We haven't seen a video in a while. Those of you who have my email addresses will be like, hi Eva, I hope you're fine. We're just sending compliments of the season, you know, and stuff like that. And I've even seen here in the videos, there are people who just come to my videos to say, hi Eva, this is to wish you happy holidays. There are people who come and they find me on Instagram, no, not Instagram, on TikTok, like, hi Eva, finally I have found you on a live. I've always wanted to say thank you for this. Or they would come to a random video, like you guys, if you check my, no, it was a short I did. Was it a short or a community post I did yesterday, where there was a short video I did. Somebody, I was sharing a video on TikTok about an opening. Qatar Airways are coming to interview cabin crew, airline attendants in January. They're coming to Nairobi. So I did that video on TikTok. And this person remembered that I had done a video on cruise ships, and through my advice and my guidance, they got a job on the cruise ship. And this person remembered, they came on the comment section, they're like, hi Eva, my favorite, I think they said my favorite YouTuber or something. I followed your advice and I got a job on this cruise ship. That's what social networks are all about, yeah? So like just reaching out to people, finding out how they're doing, say thank you, say hi, just those niceties that we learned from our parents. So as I've said, it requires consistent effort in everything that we do. Simple messages, always go a long way. And these small connections are a testament to the enduring nature of relationships built over time when it comes to social capital. Reciprocity, I've talked about that. The beauty of social capital lies in its reciprocity, the exchange of energies. I give you, you return the favor. I give you my energies, you return the energies. I share with you information, you say thank you, share it, and stuff like that. So when you invest your time and energy into your connections, the returns can be just out of this one. Like I can't even begin to tell you guys the number of people that have helped me just because they probably knew somebody that knew me, or the people I've helped because I know somebody that knew them. So there's this thing transcends like across the barriers. Like right now, I don't know if I was to ask some of you, how many of you, even like for those who have jobs, yeah, how many of you, for example, sent your boss, your immediate boss, a message to say happy holidays, for example? And it doesn't matter how nasty your boss is, he's still your boss. It doesn't hurt you to wish him or her happy holidays, for example. So these are just some of the little things that people do. And you might even wonder, like, so does Eva, how does even my employer come into, or my boss come into my move abroad journey or onto my travel journey or whatever? Let me break it down for you. So let's say, for example, so right now I've just posted a video on an exciting opportunity that is opening up tomorrow, January 1. Canada is opening up the caregiver applications, PR applications tomorrow. So I've shared that video, and one of the requirements is you need like a job offer, you need all that, blah, blah, blah. So some of the times when you need to apply for like one job or another, or transition into permanent residence programs, you need evidence of your work experience. So if you never even used to say hi to your boss, how do you expect them to write for that recommendation letter? Let's say you want to travel to some destination next year that requires you to be out of town, and maybe you need leave days, for example. If you don't even say hello to your boss, how are you even going to negotiate those dates, for example? Or are you going to wait until this crisis arises, and then that's when you start asking for this kind of favors? And something else, I was actually watching some YouTuber, he's actually in Germany right now, and was sharing with us the details of how he learned the German language while on the job. This guy used to be a chef in Kenya, and then he decided he wants to relocate to Germany. And one of the requirements to relocate to Germany was to know the German language, I think up to B2 level. But his shifts used to be so crazy that he just needed a boss who would be so understanding to allow him to do the studies. So he did tell his boss that he was studying German, but at least he just told the boss that I was going back to school and I'm gonna just need your help in just adjusting my schedule so that I can manage to go and study. So because they already had that rapport with his boss, the boss allowed him, the boss rescheduled his chef duties, so he got time to be able to attend his German classes and during the morning hours, and then go and work at the chef place. Is it called the chef place? Go and work at the restaurant or wherever he was in the afternoons. So guys, you can see just by virtue of having that connection with his boss and having a good rapport, enabled this guy to take out to go and learn a new language that eventually supported his move abroad. So guys, that's how powerful some of these connections we may underestimate can come out to play, because sometimes you might be thinking, okay, after all, I'm planning to move out of Kenya. I don't care whether I'm in good relationships with this person or not. Talk about former colleagues. There are those days whereby you might just need somebody to vouch for you in the organization. Let's say you already left the organization and a document is needed, but you can't access the server. Maybe, I don't know, your performance reports or your, what do we call it, like your appointment letter, these kind of things that are usually available in organization servers. You might need one of your colleagues to help you just access it, or you need something from an office in your former organization, and you've been sending emails but they're not getting like the priority they deserve, these former colleagues might be the ones who are able to just walk into that office and check out for you that issue. So those are just some of the different ways in which you can take advantage of your social capital, especially in your sphere of work, for example. Something else is, other than that, is financial support. So this one is also always overlooked. And this one, I would say that when it comes to your social capital, be very strategic with this. And it's unfortunate, this is the one that requires the most, can I say caution, but it's the one that people abuse the most. Like, I don't know where people get the nerve to ask money or finances from people they have never talked to in the longest time, they do not have any relationship with. But when it comes to asking for money, that's where they draw the line. Like, they'll literally add you to any WhatsApp groups. They won't even bother to say, hello, hey Eva, I have this issue, can I please add you to this group? Or how have you been? Nothing. And that's why I always say that the fact that you already have that relationship with the right quality of people, it results in a place whereby sometimes, because you're already in a relationship with your social networks, you don't even have to ask for that money, for example, because you're already in touch. So let's say I'm already in touch with these 3-4 people who are in my life. We are so much constantly in touch with them. They know my plans, I know their plans. They know when I have a job, they know when I don't have a job, they know when my business is suffering, when my business is suffering, and the same about them. So if, let's say, for example, school is opening in January, and I know my friend's contract wasn't renewed last year, I don't have to wait for my friend to come and ask me for money for their child. I could just send them like 10,000 shillings. Hey, Mary, I know that times are tough, and here is a little something you can use to shop for your son. Or guys, I gave you the example yesterday, for example, when I posted on Facebook and said that I posted on a Facebook group that I was looking for a ticket. I actually asked for a review. Can anybody give me a review of KQ business class? And then somebody, so one of my friends saw the post and they're like, excuse me, you wanna fly KQ, like of all the airlines? And I was like, yeah, it's because my son has this event in the States and I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford to pay for a ticket for the both of us. So I was looking for an airline that has a direct flight to New York, and at least I know he'll be able to, if he's on business class, he'll be able to not have to worry about jet lag and stuff like that, because his event is like the next day when he arrives, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, speak no more. I'm gonna pay for your air ticket so that you can accompany your son. This is a very important event. And this lady who did that to me, a couple of years back, I had accompanied her daughter for another event that they had, because she doesn't live in Kenya, and the daughter was coming to Kenya. So she asked me like, hey Eva, can you please just watch out for my daughter, because she's still young and I just want to feel comfortable that she's here. So guys, you can see that I didn't even have to ask in this situation, but because we're already in sync, she knows me, she knows my son and stuff like that, it was very easy for her to offer the financial support without even me asking. And vice versa, guys. So sometimes don't always wait for people to ask. I have seen people whereby they already know somebody has like an issue. And I'll go back maybe to the issue of maybe somebody doesn't have a job, or they're struggling to pay for something. And you guys have seen me even do it here on the channel. Like sometime last year, I did a giveaway where I was paying for people their passports. So in Kenya, you apply for your passport through the eCitizen. It is an online platform. And so to apply is free. But for your passport application process to start, you must pay some money. No, not some money, all the money. So in this particular scenario, I decided to do a giveaway. And what I was doing, I was like, if you have a passport that has been in the system, no, not even that. So the rule for the giveaway was I was gonna pick randomly from the comment section anybody who wants to be paid for their passport and they genuinely don't have the money. So what I did was, like, you must already have done that application in the system. So the reason I used that was because by virtue of the fact that somebody has actually gone that extra mile and done the bare minimum, which is submitting their application, it already shows some effort on their end. And one of the guys who actually got that giveaway had been following me for a very long time. He used to make comments on my videos, so I knew, like, this is somebody has vested interest, and he's a known quantity to me. So I just went and I submitted. I sent him the money. He submitted it, started processing an application. And Kenya, it takes like 6, 7, sometimes even 1 year to get your passport back since the new regime came. And guys will not believe, one day I'm going through my Instagram messages and I find a message from this guy almost 7 months later when his passport was processed. And he remembered to come back and say, "Thank you, Eva, I finally got my passport today." That is one case. I will give you another case. So this person, he's just somebody, I don't remember his name. I think it was called Geoffrey or something. I don't remember. But he used to be very, very, he would comment frequently on my videos, especially the lives. And then like 7 months later, I'd even forgotten, he came back and said, "Thank you." Obviously, this kind of a person, if he ever asked for help another time, I would be very happy to help him. Let me give you another scenario. There was another lady. This one, I also supported her for a passport, but it was through a WhatsApp group that I'm a member of. So I sent her money for the passport, and for her was even better. I gave her money for the passport and even money for travel. Guys, do you know it's almost been 1 year? I have never heard back from this lady. I don't know whether she got the passport or never got it or what happened. I have no idea. Never got any updates, nothing. So I've had several of such cases, and that's what usually happens when you do not keep those conversation windows open. It becomes very, very difficult. Yesterday, I shared with you another story of this lady that I found in a very, very miserable situation, and she was really, really at a very hard place. And she asked me if I could link her up with a job, which I did. And you guys, you can go and watch the video and see what happened. Like, I literally begged her to, like, just come even and say hi. So that's how people behave, and it is human nature. And I even said yesterday, some of you will tell me, "Tenda mema, nenda zako." No, not in 2024. Do good. If somebody does good to you, just repay them with good. It doesn't cost you anything. Just to say thank you, to give people updates, it doesn't cost you anything. I have talked about taking space in terms of the spaces we found ourselves in. And I gave the example of churches, for example. There are some of you who have been going to the same church, the same mosque, the same synagogue, the same temple, the same whatever for the last 100 years. And not even the pastor knows your name. Not even any of the deacons knows your name. Nobody knows your name in that church because you're lying to yourself. "Oh, I'm private. Oh, I'm humble. Oh, I'm shy." And I said, there's nothing like that. You're just having a low self-esteem and you have some wounds that need to be healed. There's nothing like that. There's no way you can go into the same space for consistently, frequently, and nobody even knows you. You have to make a deliberate effort to be known because it is one of the ways you're going to build those networks. And those guys watched my video series on green card. Usually, right now, in the next 5 months, the results are gonna come out. And a lot of people are gonna be coming here, right on the videos. Hey, Eva, please, oh, can you link me up? Not even here, there are so many of you here, you've seen even, like the other day I showed you guys a story, somebody sent me an email. She was like, oh, my brother got a job in the, no, not a job. My brother applied for the UK Army and he has been invited for interview. I have heard you talk about having a brother in London. Can you please provide for my brother accommodation? This is somebody who sends me an email. Guys, and I told you know how that ended. I declined. And the reason is because I don't even know this person. And by the fact that it was a she knows that I have a brother in London, she said, I've heard you talk about it in the videos. It means this person watches my videos, benefits from them, but has never ever bothered to return the favor of the information that I give. And guys, like I've said, there are so many ways you can support people, even support me here on the channel. You don't even have to give me money, though I will never say no if you give me money. Just watching advertisements, saying here, just going in the comment section below and say, thank you, Eva, for the video. Thank you for the effort. Liking the video. When I ask questions, commenting here when we are on a chat, contributing to the narrative, contributing to the conversations, so that you become a known quantity to me. And I told you guys, you might think that there's 83,000 of you guys there and I don't know everybody. Trust me, I might not remember the names, but I know who are the biggest supporters of this channel. I know them because I see you guys commenting here. I see you guys always on the lives, you always come and watch them later and stuff like that. So you're a known quantity to me. I might not know you physically, but I know you because I see what you do here. I see the support that you offer here. And you guys were on the live, I think 3-4 days ago, I was just minding my business here on the live. And one of the ladies, she lives in South Korea. She was like, hey, Eva, if you ever want to come to South Korea, I am here. I will host you. Just have to bring yourself. I will take care of everything. I will take you out. I will do everything for you. You guys saw her. She was here on the live. So these are just some of the, so maybe she's somebody who's been watching me for quite some time. So she kind of feels like she knows me and she trusts me with her house because she kind of knows me. And guys, I even showed you the story of the lady who, when I was in New York, she was having some trouble with buying air tickets for her and her kids. I think something happened to her bank and I don't remember. And she was like, Eva, I am so stuck. I need somebody to help me. I know you do not know me, but I am so and so. I'm always on your videos. Please just help me. And I remembered her because I see her on my videos and I bought for her those air tickets for her kids. And this is somebody, so when I was buying them, I wasn't sure if she should ever refund the money. But because of the support she has been giving to me over the years, I was like, even if she doesn't refund the money, it's okay because she has also been supporting me. But last week, I just woke up one morning to messages on my M-Pesa, you have received money via Wave from that lady. So these are just some of the few examples. When it comes to online social capital, in this digital age, social capital extends beyond your traditional networks. Your family, your colleagues, your boss, your friends, online social. Oh, sorry, before I even go to let me go back to the church story I was talking about. So there are some of you, even the pastor doesn't know your name. Okay, so it's okay for the pastor not to know your name, for the sheikh not to know your name, for the, what do you call those Buddha not to know your name, but at least let it be that he can't remember your name, but he knows your face. And I gave you guys why it is very important. You know, most people, when they want to move abroad or they want to do something significant in their life, a wedding, a funeral, whatever, one person they'll always go to is their spiritual leader, whether it is the pastor, the priest, the whatever. They always go to this person who is their spiritual leader. So by virtue of that, the pastor has so much information that you guys underestimate. When you people give your offerings, your tithes, your, I don't know, contributions, the pastor, there's a wall that is broken somewhere, the pastor needs somebody to fix it, the COVID has happened, the church needs to move to the online platform, they need somebody to buy microphones. The pastor knows who are the volunteers, the pastor knows who are those people who are always paying the big tithes, the pastors have all that information. So the day, and if you're a known quantity in that church, then the pastor, when you have like a problem, these church people or your religious networks will feel that burden as their own. I have seen in my own church, there are people, when they are bereaved, for example, like the whole church travels for that funeral. It doesn't matter whether the funeral is in Timbuktu, whether the funeral is in Nairobi, whether it is in Langata, Kisumu, the whole church travels for that funeral. By virtue of who this person has been. You will find, like, when it comes to children ministries, they are there. When it comes to women ministries, they are there. Prison ministries, frontline. Deacons, they are frontline. The church is going for mission, I don't know where, they are there. The pastor needs this, they are there. There's a potluck, they're everywhere. And I'm not saying be everywhere, but I'm just saying be a known quantity. So these are the kind of people who will never ever have issues, because when they go to their spiritual leaders know them. They need some. Oh, by the way, guys, did you know that your spiritual leader can write for you a recommendation letter, even for a job, for a scholarship, and they are considered very, very highly. It is only here in Africa where people disrespect your spiritual leaders. But in other countries, recommendation from a spiritual leader is taken very, very, very seriously. So the day you're gonna need somebody to host you in America, you can be sure the pastor knows which of his condo is in Michigan, which one is in Texas, which one moved to Australia, which one moved to Europe, because they are in touch with him. The day they get those visas, they will tell the pastor, thank you for your prayers. I got my visa today. And the pastor will want to know when they're traveling. The day they are relocating, they will call the pastor to come and bless their family. So the pastors have all this information. Don't underestimate them. So the day you go to the pastor and tell the pastor, Pastor, I got a green card and we really want to move, but we don't have a host. Do you know anybody? You can be sure the pastor knows somebody. And they'll be very happy to recommend you, because they have been seeing you, they know your character, they know your behavior, they know you're a supportive person. You've been singing in the choir, leading worship, you have been supporting when the church needs to buy new pews, and all those kind of things that you guys take for granted. I told you right now, in my church yesterday, there was an announcement. They said the church is looking for new members to join the choir. Can somebody, if you're interested, please send your names by the 8th. And you will find there are people, when you go to TikTok, they sing like angels. Utawapata wanaimba like crazy. On TikTok, they will sing. But when the pastor is calling for those names, is where they will draw the line. So guys, even those small things that you don't consider. Politicians, I know some of you will say, oh, for me, I don't want to talk about politics. I'm not interested in politics, because you think it's such a cool thing. By the way, let me tell you, it's not cool not to be interested in politics, because politics is one of those things that whether you like it or not, whether you know it or you don't, whether you accept it or you don't, it affects you directly. The politics of the country you're in, the politics of superpowers such as America, they affect you. So to not be interested in contributing to the political narrative of an area where you are is not cool, it is immature. So if you ever get a chance to influence the political narrative of your time, please, please, please do not waste it away. And I have seen cases whereby people even see their political leaders in some spaces and they're like, oh, these people are so corrupt, I don't want to be involved with them, or I don't want to be part of this, or whatever. And it's so unfortunate, like in Africa, in Kenya specifically, politics is such a dirty game to the extent that if you don't have money, you can almost not win the election. That's why I always tell people, if you know a good candidate and you know very well without money, it is impossible to win an election, for example, please support your candidate, because by supporting a good candidate, by a lot of people supporting a good candidate, it increases their chances of actually getting into power, and by extension, it makes a better life for you. So don't ever imagine that supporting your candidate is a sin, or supporting a good candidate is a sin. It is not a sin. It's the right thing to do, but also it is one way of building social capital. I cannot imagine, for example, how members of parliament, especially the ones in Kenya, all those senators, all those, I don't know, governors, have a very, very big problem. And that is why you find some of them will be like, if you didn't vote for me, don't come forward, which is very wrong. But sometimes, by virtue of having supported even just a political candidate, or even just not told the political, during campaigns, the beauty with campaigns is that during campaigns, none of these political candidates' contact information is private. They are willing to meet anybody during those days. They are always willing to meet everybody, because they know that their citizens are an important resource for them to achieve their goals. So by virtue of that factor, you can take advantage of these periods to get front and center in the mind of these political candidates. You guys have seen my video, for example, whereby when the inaugural flight from Nairobi to Homa Bay was being relaunched sometime this year, I got on the plane and I was like the last person to get on the plane. And to my surprise, the person who was sitting next to me on that plane was the governor of Homa Bay County. So I have seen, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this, whereby, and I don't know whether they do it to only us, people who are on social media, or they do it to everybody. So I was listening to some TikTok last night. People are just having a chat, and they're like, these people who are on social media, they feel so important. And the other person was like, for me, when I see them, even if you're a big YouTuber or a big TikToker, I just ignore you, so that I don't want to, like, even to greet you or to recognize you, so that you're going to start feeling special for me. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. So they thought that, but okay, I know there's a few people who thrive in that fame. Okay, personally, if you ignore me, okay, comparatively, do I want to be ignored or to be recognized? If I had to choose, I would rather be ignored. But okay, if you choose to recognize me, I won't ignore you. Everybody who always recognizes me, I say hi and we even have a conversation. So they were like, why bother even recognizing them? I would just pretend I haven't seen them and not even say hi, so they don't feel important. They were talking about that. And I was like, I don't know if they do the same to politicians, I don't know. But in my case, so when I got on the plane that day and I realized it's the governor of Homa Bay County, and I was like, whoa, what an opportunity. I could have chosen to like ignore her, like I don't care, but I was like, no, it's not every day, and it's not everybody who gets an opportunity to sit with the governor of a county in Kenya. So I obviously said hi to her, and I respectfully just told her, oh, I'm really humbled to sit next to you, and I don't want to waste these 45 minutes. Do you mind just chatting with me? And she was like, no, of course, no. Then I was like, okay, since you've said yes, okay, I'm going to extend my offer. Can I do a video with you? And she was gracious enough to allow me to do a video with her. And after we had done the video, then we were just chatting. And during that process of having that conversation, I just learned that the county doesn't have a TikTok account, and I convinced her, and now the county has a TikTok account. So guys, this didn't lead to anything, but there's some really very serious conversations we had with her, and I got to just share with her some of my frustrations as a citizen in that county. We talked about the roads and why I think she needs to put them as a priority in the strategic plan of the county, and she promised she would do that. So guys, that's why I'm saying take advantage of social capital. If you find yourself in some space, build those networks quickly, see how you can tap into them, because it's not every day you are gonna get that kind of connection. So again, like politicians are like religious leaders. Most of them usually love people who are abroad because they know they're gonna need financial support during the elections. So they are very, very, very quick to help people who are going abroad. Like if, let's say, you need some money for an air ticket, or you need, I don't know, accommodation, they always know people. So do not ignore politicians. Now let's come back to online social capital. So I've already said, in this digital age, do not limit your social capital to only the traditional networks. Online connections, and I've already mentioned, especially with content creators, can be a game changer for you. You have seen, as content creators, we are very big on our social networks. Okay, I do very few collaboration. Actually, I've never done any collaboration with other content creators. I probably need to start that in 2024. But you can take advantage of your online connections. So, and I've told you guys, very simple things like saying hello in the comments. I know there are people who will always come to my comments. They'll say, "Hi Eva, how are you today? Your hair looks good. I love your dress. I love your nails." Like, there are people who will always come and say something positive here in the comments. There are people who always like the video. There are people who will, like, there are known quantities on the channel. As much as we are so many of us, there are people I know who watch my videos. There are people who comment and do all that. So engaging with online communities, participating in conversations, seeking advice from experienced creators, and all that is one way of building those connections, because you just never know when you might need their help. And I was telling you the story of that lady who was just randomly, "Oh, I've been watching your videos. My brother needs accommodation in London." And I'm like, "I've never even seen you anywhere in my videos." And guys, I have 1,000 plus videos on this channel alone. And I reply to every comment, unless it's just a shitty comment, but I try to respond to every comment. Even the ones I don't respond to, I read them. So I was like, okay, rather not me, my assistant. Most of them, my assistant responds to. The ones that she can't respond to are the ones I respond to. So it means I would have known you, but just the fact that somebody from who has never ever engaged with me on any forum, not even on a live, not even in the comment section, like nowhere, had ever engaged with me, the first interaction they want to have with me is to ask for a favor. And not just any favor, a big favor like that. You guys, let me tell you something. You know, in the Western world is not the same like Kenya. You see, in Kenya here, if, let's say, some random American said, "Oh, Eva, I watched a YouTube video. I'm gonna be in Kenya for 2 days. I'm looking for accommodation. Can you accommodate me?" I would consider accommodating them, because I know, first of all, I am in my home turf. If they do anything shitty, I'm just gonna, like, I can handle them. You know what I mean? I can handle them. If they refuse, like, to leave my house after the 2 days, I can handle them in so many ways, because we are in Kenya, we are in Africa, and we can do a lot of things that people cannot do elsewhere. But in the Western world, the moment you open your doors to somebody, whether as a tenant, whether as a guest, whether as a stranger, the fact that you have opened your door to them, you cannot throw them out without their consent. It is law. Even if I am a tenant in your house and I refuse to pay for 10 years, there is nothing you can do to me. You cannot throw me out of the house. You cannot. You will have to go to court, and the court 99% of the time is going to side with me. I'm going to come up with all manner of stories, and the court will side with me. The laws there favor visitors and tenants more than, is it tenant? More than the landlords. So there's no way I'm just going to let a stranger that I don't even know, I've never interacted with, I've never exchanged energies with, to stay at my brother's house? What if they go in there and they refuse to leave? And the laws in the country have better protection for their brother than for my brother, because my brother is the one who's going to be hosting him. And the laws in Western countries favor the person you're hosting more than you as the host. You can't even throw them out. It's that bad. Okay? So guys, I think I have pretty much talked about the power of social capital and why we should not ignore it. It's very, very important. Why we should make it reciprocal. And it's very easy to maintain social capital. You don't even have to go out of your way. Very simple things. Hello, Eva. How are you this week? I haven't seen you in a long time. Happy holidays, my boss. Blah, blah, blah. Merry Christmas. You know, those little niceties. Happy birthday. What did you do for Christmas? What did you do for New Year's? How is the new year treating you? Those little niceties goes a long way. But there's a caveat. While you're at it, resist the urge to be a beggar or to be like a leech. You know, if you notice whereby, let's say, the energies are not being reciprocated, it's okay to pull back a little bit and weigh in the situation before you lean back in. Yeah, so also use your common sense and weigh the situation. Okay, if let's say I say hi to you and I don't hear anything back, maybe I could give it some time. Yeah, so just make sure you don't reach a situation you're becoming like a nag, or you keep taking all the time, you know. So basically just foster your connections authentically and just be a genuine contributor to the network. You know what I mean? It's not just about taking, but giving and adding value to those who are around you. If you see, let's say, a job opportunity, and you know somebody in your network who could be a good fit, share with them. And that's one other advantage you have when you're top of mind with your network. When they see opportunities, when they're in spaces where your name is being mentioned, they can vouch for you. And I have seen it happen countless times. I remember even just before we went for Christmas, there is a consultancy opportunity that I had in my project. And I just did a quick Google search and some name came up. I approached this lady. I'm like, hey, we have this opportunity. Would you be interested? And they're like, oh, thank you so much for contacting me, Eva. Unfortunately, my plate is full between now and March next year. So if it's urgent, I know somebody who would do an equally good job. If you're interested, let me know and I'll link you up. And that's exactly what she did. And these are people, in fact, they're not even like relatives. Actually, one of them is a Mzungu, the other one is an African. But they connected each other because of the good work this other person was already doing, and this is a person we recruited. So guys, as I've said, social capital is not just who you know, but also who knows you and how do they know. The how is the most important part of your social network, and the best part is that you can control that narrative of how they know you, so that you are always top of mind for things that you want to be considered for. So as we step into the new year, my resolution is to consciously cultivate and strengthen the quality of my social networks. That is my personal commitment as we close 2023. And this resolution is not merely about making connections, but actively contributing to and nourishing the network. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go both to my traditional networks and to you guys who are my online network, you know. And that's why you always see, guys, when you make comments, I always respond to them. When you ask questions, I answer them and all that. It's all about the social network, guys. So I want to wish you all a happy and prosperous new year. Just in the next couple of hours, though some people have already crossed the new year, I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but God's blessings. And may all your dreams come true in the new year. May you have good health, not just you, but together with all your family. And I look forward to seeing you guys in 2024. Okay, bye guys.